reasons. I mean, we've talked about this. Often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God. We had a great dinner on that one.
Okay, so Trace Ellis Ross, who I love on Girlfriends, and First Lady Michelle Obama, who I also love. I love her. Michelle Obama, the woman. I don't love her politics, especially this last election. And I've been listening to her podcast, and I'm reading between the lines because I know how to read between the lines, but I'm gonna come back and talk about that. And so Tracee Ellis Ross is saying that she dates younger men. So I will be talking through this video. Granted, so I don't get a copyright strike. Granted, you know how I feel. I am a mate is a choice. Okay, your husband is a choice. You choose the best husband you think is best for you. Of course, Tracee Ellis Ross, she's 52 this year, I think 52, 53. Never been married, no children. She says it's a choice, but we're going to later learn it is not a choice. Okay, and I've always told you all that for me, when it comes to the marriage and children situation, she always sounded bitter and resentful. And y'all got mad at me, but she's later going to tell us how she really feels about not getting married and not having children. I wish more women would be more honest. I think we're not helping younger women with being as older women. I'm 47 years old. As older women, I don't think a lot of us are honest enough so that we can help the younger women in the younger generation. But I'm going to be talking through this video. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this. It's interesting, though, when men date younger women, the women are up in the comments. Oh, you're manipulating her. You can't handle an older woman. You're a predator. But when Tracee Ellis Ross says it, it's celebrated. And this is one of the things I do not like about us is the double standard. I really do not like the double standard. But let's go ahead and hear what else she has to say. And then I'll talk through this video. And we'll discuss it in the comments.
I mean, we've talked about this. Often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God.
First of all, I hate that for Michelle Obama did that. Okay. And this, I'm going to come back and do another video because Michelle Obama, First Lady Michelle, she's sounding real resentful to me just by listening to some of her podcasts. Towards Barack, but I'm gonna come back. And I feel like Michelle is in that age. How old is First Lady Michelle Obama? The Michelle Obama age is 60, is she? 61, okay. I feel like First Lady Michelle is in that stage of that midlife crisis stage. Men go through it, women go through it. I think women start going through it around 40. And just listen for some of First Lady Michelle Obama videos. I can hear it. But I'm gonna come back and talk about First Lady Michelle Obama. Hold on, Lex. I have oatmeal. I made oatmeal for breakfast. Would you like some oatmeal? Sure. Okay. Hang on. Let me go make my baby some. Mix her oatmeal. I love to make breakfast for my family. Prepared for them. I'm back. We're having a little get together at the church for the kids today. So we're up getting to go out. Okay, let's see what else she has to say.
Great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way. We're across the table. Your husband goes, "Well, why?" And I said, "Well, maybe because I can."
Yes. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's.
It's fun. It's okay. Fun. It's Tracee tales. But
okay, because you can, or because you'll have to, because men your age don't want you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Tracee, but she's going to give us a little bit more wisdom later on. And I'll probably come back and do another video on it, because basically what she's saying, she prefers and likes, and the words of the Black conservative, which I love and watch every day, low testosterone men. But anyways, let's see what else you got to say, girl.
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that, because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that
well, that's good. That's good that she asks herself, what is it about dating younger men? Because she wants a partner. So that's good that she asks herself. So that means something in her, like, girl, what's going on with you? Why are you going after these 25-year-olds and these 35-year-olds? Because when older men do it, right? Women, especially Black women, y'all have this huge issue with older men going after younger women. And me personally, I don't have a problem, but I do have a problem. He's 50 and she's 25. Like 10 years, I'm okay with that, because it takes men longer to mature. And soon as I got that, when I was out, I don't know, I was about, 24, 23, 24, when my father in the faith finally planted it in my head, you do not date men your age. Do not date men your age, because they're way, way younger than you. I have a look back. At 47 years old, thank God I'm married. But if I was single, I can't, for me, Janice, I just couldn't see myself dating a younger man, like 25 or 35. Plus, I'm 47. So okay, Tracee girl, is it because you can or because you have to? And I really do think it's because she have to. I don't think it's because you can, because she's gonna say some stuff later on, and I'm like, well, it's sort of not because you can. It's because you don't have any other choice. Okay, you gotta get the young boys who need to be mothered, and they want, they smell like baby's milk, and you can take care of them, and all that stuff. Okay, girl.
I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So
I don't know about endowed and whole. You're not whole, Tracee. You're not whole. You've never been whole. You're not whole, girl. Whole, a whole, WHOLE, not OLD. You're not whole, dear. You're broken. You're bitter. You're resentful. And I just want to see an older woman who comes out and say, yeah, I'm bitter. Yeah, I'm resentful because of this, and this. But putting on this facade, like psyching yourself into, oh, I'm whole and I'm embodied, and this is why I'm dating younger men. And she's going to tell us why.
It's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up, other than they're hot and gorgeous?
It keep coming up because that's what you're attracting, Tracee. You're attracting men who wants to be mothered, wants to be taken care of, low testosterone men who do not hold traditional values. She's going to say that later. Men that hold traditional value. Men who hold traditional values do not want you, dear. That's why you have to go to the 25-year-olds, the 30-year-old who, raised by women, and with no male figure, no male input, no father figure, and is okay going 50-50, okay with you being the man. That's why. It's not because you met this wonderful man. And I always say this, ladies, you're not single for the single woman. I'm single because I want to. No, you're not. Use a lie. The only women that are single because they want to are the nuns. Okay? Nuns. N-U-N-S. The nuns at the church. The nuns at the school. They're single because they want to. Those of you who are dating and want to get married, not necessarily the woman. The women who want to get married, they have a different mindset. The woman like Tracee Ellis, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm a happy single. No, you're single because you have not. And this is what I want to hear. This is what I said until I met my husband. I am still single because I have not met the man that I want to choose to be my husband. No, y'all is I'm single because I want to know you single because you ain't found a man who want to die for you, who do not want to lay his life down for you. But instead of you being honest about that, you want to psych yourself into believing all this foolishness that's going on in this world.
There's that.
But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been.
Okay, so a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity. But when older men say that about women, y'all get angry. Y'all get in your feelings. You get in your emotions. You say, oh, they just want to control women. They're predators and stuff like that. Granted, I do believe some of these men are predators. Okay. What's the boy? Roger. What's his name that married the 90s? You're a predator. That's a predator. I'm not talking about, like, let's say my husband was in his mid-40s and I was in my mid-30s. That's normal. Okay, men, especially men who desire to have children, want women who are younger than themselves that we can have babies. They don't want women their age, especially men who were raised to become established and be able to provide and protect. Don't go getting married and having babies and you can't provide for that wife and children. That's what my husband was taught. His frat brothers and all that, they were taught, you become a successful Black man, you become established in your career, be able to provide for a wife and children. If you are not able to do so, do not get married. So by the time my husband was looking for somebody, well, he was in his mid-40s. Of course, he ain't gonna marry no woman in his mid-40s that can't have children. And you're not gonna take that chance. So the only next thing is to get somebody younger, which I was 34. To me, that's normal. But if my husband at 44 was looking at 20-year-olds, he would have been a predator. To me, that's a predator. You're a predator. But 10 years, I don't have a problem with that. Okay. And me personally, I wouldn't date men younger than me. Very immature, want to be mothered, not able to provide, not able to protect. So women who date younger men want to be the man. You want to take care of them, be the breadwinner, the 50-50 and all of this stuff.
Been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks.
Okay, so they're steeped in masculine, toxic masculinity because they were raised in a particular culture where relationships. In other words, she has problem with traditional marriages, right? She has problem with the husband is the head, the husband provides, the husband protect, the wife have the babies. She's mainly the manager of the home. That's what the Bible says. You manage the home, manage the money, so on and so forth. And you have the babies, you take care of the babies. You might stay home if your husband wants you to stay home. And if you choose to stay home, you do most of the mothering and the parenting and so on and so forth. Not saying the fathers do not, as I did that other video, fathers should be involved. Fathers should make meals for their children. You should give the kids bath. You should do homework. You should read to them. You should go to the doctor. You should go to parent-teacher meeting. Men, husbands are to be respected and adored and honored and admired. Wives are to be submit to their husbands. Submit means to do what come under, protected, provided for, and professed to. She doesn't want a traditional role because the traditional man don't want you. That's the truth, Tracee. Men who are looking for wives to provide and protect and profess to do not want you. So your next best option is go to younger men, 25-year-olds who were raised by single mothers, who see their mother work like field animals, and you provide for them. You go 50-50, you pay for the meals, you pick them up and all this stuff. That's the truth, Tracee. Okay.
And anything that starts to smell of that for me,
Yeah.
I did enough of it where I was controlled.
Okay, so here's the truth. You don't want that because you have had enough of it. You chose men who controlled you. You chose men who saw you as property. And there's nothing wrong with being the prize. That is what the Bible says. The wife is the prize because he's a hunter, and hunter hunts for the prize. So, Tracee, the truth is you have consistently chosen men who control you. In other words, you do not know how to choose a good man. Hence, you're dating 25-year-olds. That's the truth.
And felt like I was a possession, or whatever those things were, or a prize, and
so because she don't want to be controlled, she felt like a possession, she felt like a prize. Apparently, you have not met a good man. That's the truth. You haven't met a good man, because there's nothing wrong with you being the prize. And you've chosen bad men. That's the truth. You've chosen bad men who see you as property, because a wife is to be loved and adored and cherished and honored. She is the prize. You are to protect her and provide for her. So it sounds like, ma'am, you do not know how to choose a good man. I mean, didn't your mama marry like a 25-year-old? Something? Anyway, I don't remember. And so you don't want traditional, because what you chose looked like, smelled like, steeped in traditionalism. You don't want that. But the truth is, you've never chosen a good man who will love you, provide for you, and protect you. Because if you ever did, you wouldn't be a Michelle Obama talk show talking all this foolishness.
I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
Okay, you will not do it again. So you've done it, right? You've chosen the men who didn't treat you right, who didn't love you, who didn't want to provide for you, who didn't want to protect you, and all of those things. But it had a form. The Bible talks about having a form of godliness. It's not the power within. And so the truth is, man, I'm gonna come back and do the rest of the video, because she really later tells us what the true issue is. Okay, so comment below, let me know what you think about this. Of course, personally, I want every woman who desires marriage to get married, provided for, and protected, loved, and adored. I'm even going to come back and do another video of why I don't like the term partner. My husband is not my partner. I'm not his partner, but I'll do a video on that. Comment below. Love you. Talk to you later. Let me know what you think about this. Okay. Bye. Oh, be sure to show me love with my book, Show 3 Types of Guys You Might Meet. Okay. She's chosen all the wrong men, met all the wrong men, and she attracts that. She attracts broken men, toxic men, young men who want to be mothered. Okay. I love you. Talk to you later. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Bye.